Speaking, Ocean Army, my brother, did you bring the mussels?
Yes, oh brother, I did. And I brought something else besides. I brought you a visitor.
A visitor?
That's it. You've got the idea. A traveller from afar.
Is that a trick? Have you dressed up one of the stone ones in a false moustache and a beard made out of seaweed, and a silly hat made out of a leaf?
No, oh brother of mine, I haven't done that. Although it was very funny last time, wasn't it?
Not really.
Oh, well, it's a real visitor this time, anyway.
Is it somebody dead?
No, the dead people don't come unless you go and collect them, remember?
Ah, yes.
It's a man, a real man, a funny-looking chap with a beard. He's very clever with boats, though, I'll say that for him.
But the stone ones look after the boat, just as the stars look after the sky.
There's been a bit of a development where the stone ones are concerned. Where's Enkidu? I say, I thought I told you to wait in the boat. I can't sit around in that boat all day long. I'm Gilgamesh the king, I'm a mighty hero. I almost fell asleep sitting there in that boat doing nothing.
Sleep is good.
Yes, I like a nice nap in the afternoon.
The impatient man is like a dog with fleas.
Now look, I've travelled halfway across the world to find Enkidu, so come on, where is he? Well, I'll leave you two to chat while I'll go and put the mussels on. Well, what? Don't just sit there grinning like an idiot. Tell me where I can find Enkidu.
How do you know he's here?
Well, because you told me he'd be here. Don't you remember? I'm Gilgamesh the king.
What is this ocean called?
Well, it's the Ocean of Forgetfulness.
Then why should I remember? The Ocean of Forgetfulness washes away all memories, like pictures in the sand. It washes away names. It washes away both joy and sorrow. The young and the old, the hero and the idiot, are all washed clean.
Don't give me a load of philosophy, you smug bastard. If you don't tell me where Enkidu is, I'll rip your balls off.
First, you must answer my questions 3.
What? Your questions 3?
Yes. I can only show you your friend if you answer my questions 3.
Oh, bloody hell. Oh, all right then. Not geography, though. I'm no good at geography.
Get ready, O Gilgamesh. Now, what am I going to ask you 3 of?
Well, questions.
How many questions am I going to ask you?
3.
And what must you do with these 3 questions?
Answer them.
Correct. Well done, O great Gilgamesh. Nobody has correctly answered my questions 3 before.
Haven't they?
No. Mind you, I've only ever asked them once before, and that was to my brother. He thought they were really difficult.
So, can you show me where Enkidu is now?
Go to the edge of the rock pool and look down into the water.
Enkidu!
Do you see your friend?
Yes, of course I can see him. He's only just under the water. Can I have him back?
If you can touch him, then you can have him.
Well, of course I can touch him. Well, this is really easy. Well, he's further away than he looks.
The dead are always further away than they look.
Well, if I lie down flat, I'll be able to get him. Oh, blast! He's just out of reach!
The dead are always just out of reach.
Well, I'm going to dive in. Oh, what a lovely day for a swim.
Swimming is good.
Enkidu! That's him! He's right there! He's only just under the water.
You were trying to reach him.
Yes, I remember. He was just out of reach, and then I dived in, and then I forgot what I was doing.
Easy to do.
Oh, this is awful. I can't reach him. He's right there, only a few inches away, and I can't reach him. Help me, Uta-Napishti. I've come such a long way, and he's my friend. Isn't there some other way I can get him back?
Very well, O Gilgamesh. As you have come such a long way, I shall set you a challenge.
A challenge? Right. Well, this should be easy peasy. I'm a mighty hero. I'm definitely good at challenges. What do you want me to do? Balance the sky on my shoulders, or fight with a hydra, or fetch some golden apples from the end of the world?
Your challenge is to stay awake while I tell you a story.
Stay awake? Is that all? I can't help feeling you're missing an opportunity here. Couldn't you ask me to do something a bit more heroic? I'm Gilgamesh the king. I'm a mighty hero. My right arm is as strong as a thunderbolt.
That is the challenge, staying awake.
Oh, wait a minute. I bet you're going to cheat. You're going to cast a spell on me or something, aren't you?
No cheating, no spells.
And if I stay awake, I can get Enkidu back.
If you stay awake, you can get him back.
It isn't a super long story, is it? It doesn't go on for a day and a half or something.
No, a few minutes.
Well, right then. This'll be a breeze. Staying awake, I can do this with my eyes closed.
Then get ready, O Gilgamesh. My story tells of the very beginning of the world. In the beginning, the whole world was covered by the Ocean of Forgetfulness. So the goddess Ururu took the stone ones and made them into a wall. And inside the wall, she planted a garden. And within the garden lived the first men and women. In those days, there was no death. There was no trouble of any kind. They lived there happily in the garden, but being so happy made them discontented. They wanted to know what the goddess Ururu did in her home above the blue sky. So one day when the tide was out, they took the stone ones and built them into a high tower, and they climbed up the tower until they went right through the blue sky and up into heaven. And there they saw the goddess Ururu dancing her beautiful dance. They stared at her in amazement. But then they began to argue with each other, for some said that she was dancing to make the sun and the moon and the stars go round. But others said no, the sun and the moon and the stars were already going round, and she was dancing to celebrate them. And while they were arguing, the tide came back in, and the Ocean of Forgetfulness knocked over the tower, and all the stone ones tumbled down. And the people tumbled down too, and fell into the Ocean of Forgetfulness, and forgot their names, and died. But the stone ones, who are very buoyant, of course, bobbed up to the top and floated away. But the only people who didn't climb up the tower that day were a little baby boy and a little baby girl who had just been born, and Uta-Napishti and Urshanabi, who were looking after them. They were all in a little hut, and when the flood came, it knocked the hut over and turned it upside down, and it floated. It was the first boat. And after the flood was gone, the boy and girl grew up and started the human race all over again. But ever since that day, men and women no longer live forever. Instead, they live for a short time and then die, and the Ocean of Forgetfulness takes away their names. And some people say they can never remember anything after that, but other people say they can only remember one thing, which they never could remember while they were alive, and that thing is the goddess Ururu's dance. What do you think, O Gilgamesh?